Yeah, you know, new album, traditional synthesized music from Aaron Funk. What kind of a fucking last name is Funk? Bitch. Anyway, so he did his fucking album called Venetian Snares, known for popularizing breakcore genre. And I know what you're fucking thinking. You're thinking, stop it, Kid Campbell. What the fuck is breakcore? Well, I'll fucking tell you what breakcore is, even though you shouldn't have to. Because ignorance is a fucking choice in this age of internet, and your YouTubes and your fucking music reviewers. Fuck you! That's it.
Fuck you.
We're done. 9 out of 10. New album. Traditional synthesizer music from Aaron Funk, better known as Venetian Snares. Known for popularizing the breakcore genre. Now I know you're thinking, stop right there, mister. Breakcore, what the fuck is that? Well, I'll tell you what it is. Let me describe breakcore to you, and by doing that, we'll go some way to describing the album as a whole. Okay. So it's breakbeat, pretty much, with a fast, darn tempo. You got deep kicks, and usually have very fast and very percussive sounds that are made up of loads of different drum samples and quite often percussive-sounding synthesizers, coming together to create this fast-moving, playful world of percussion and sound. Yeah. I know, right? It's great. So you may have heard this style of music from like Aphex Twin, or even better, my favourite use of this genre is in the incredibly good cartoon Adventure Time, where it's like scored. The Adventure Time is scored with breakcore. It's fucking amazing.
You call it Aphex Twin breakcore?
A lot of it is.
That's interesting.
Some of it.
Breakcore, I feel like, is one of those genre names that doesn't need to exist.
Maybe like two.
Like, it really doesn't need to exist. Like, there are already words that basically mean that.
I like it.
You can like it.
I like the use of it.
It sounds to me more like a metal genre than a dance genre.
It does, doesn't it?
Mm.
Kind of.
I wouldn't even call it dance. I just say like electronic.
Yeah, electronic genre.
I think we should listen to more crunkcore.
Crunkcore. We just need to review more crunk on here. We need to get some Little John albums.
Have any of you got a +1 to that vegan crunk pie down the road?
Vegan crunk night, yeah. That's my favourite.
Okay, so this album is fucking awesome. Seriously, check this out. Okay, let's go for some of my favourite songs in this one. I'm going to go straight with Everything About You is Special.
Yes.
Did you feel me on that?
That's a really good song.
His click meant that he was with me on that one.
I feel like this is another album where a lot of the songs on this you can describe quite well by just describing the whole album, though. Like, there are a lot of difference in this, a lot of different things, but it is all that same sort of style. They use the same sort of sets of old school synthesizers and pick up those sort of huge variants of percussive samples. And most of it is sort of a typical sort of quite Aphex Twin IDM-y sort of sound, very sort of fast and light. But they do on here also go into some quite sort of dissonant and more heavy sounding stuff, which when they did on here, liked quite a lot when they went into that vibe instead of the normal IDM-y vibe that they were going for. And they had one song, the last song was really slow compared to the rest of it.
Paganism Ratchets.
So they did have quite a few different ideas on here, which for this
that was
type
one of my
music,
favourites as well.
It was, yeah. Same for me. For this type of music, it's sort of surprising to have that much variance in style. Normally, sort of people sort of pick one style and really delve into it in this sort of music.
Yeah. What are you thinking on this album, buddy?
This album had loads of reverb on every track. It had loads of reverb.
They just put it into one bus and turned it up to 1 million.
On every synth. Every synth was trying to be as ambient as motherfucking possible. And it worked.
It was awesome.
There was a lot of songs on here which were really, really like, wow, you fucking got that. Health Card 10, the 11th track, second to last, had a very reserved kind of style compared to everything else.
Yep.
But, compared to everything else on the album. But, the reverb on that is like, how can you get the biggest reverb sounds in it and not sound like shit? And that, he managed to do it.
I think it's just absolutely amazing how, like, someone can orchestrate that many sounds into a coherent fucking sweet ass beat that's just fucking mental at the same time ambient. Do you feel me?
Yeah.
And none of it clashes.
Yeah.
Not sound-wise, not frequency-wise. It's all like on point.
Yeah. It sounds great.
It's just incredible.
There are some malfunctioning robot sounds, as I describe them.
Malfunctioning
Some
robots.
percussive modulation shit. Some like really early Aphex Twin sounds, like on a Goose and Gary V2, the 8-track. However, there were some unusual things which were kind of done. On the 4th track, Magnificent Stumble V2, the main synth was just kind of a walking synth line, and it kind of kept going through the entire track, and it seemed very random. It didn't feel as though he actually orchestrated that.
That was my one
I think
problem
he
with this
actually
album.
just kind of set it to random and then recorded it for
My
4
my
minutes or
one
whatever.
problem with this album is a lot of it does sound like that. A lot of it sounds like it was all set up in this really intricate way and real synthesized and everything, modular synths, whatever. And then he set it all up and just kind of went with it. And like some of these songs do sound like they were recorded as like he plugged all his modular synths and his drum machines into a mixing desk, turned them all on, set it to record, and then played with them for the whole time and made a song like that.
Yeah.
And so some of them do. They don't. A lot of these don't have much structure.
Yeah.
A lot of them are just interesting, awesome sort of synthscapes without much sort of song to them.
Absolutely.
I feel you.
The problem was that when you're putting an entire album of breakcore, that breakcore kind of starts to be like, okay, because it's quite a distinctively in-your-face sound.
Very.
That keeps pushing into your ears.
I feel like he needs to
track
do
after track.
He needs to do an Aphex Twin thing of some of these songs just putting in something synthy but really ambient.
I feel you.
Because I think that's one of the best things Aphex Twin does in his good albums is has that huge variation between the big fast and then the big ambient stuff. Because it makes the sort of IDM breakcore stuff hit harder as well.
And you know what? I think he did that, but I don't think he did it enough.
Yeah.
There were some songs on here which he definitely did do something really different. As I said, Goose and Gary V2, I thought the last song was really different.
Yeah.
I thought the second to last song also different. But
when you're at the last song, you're not giving a break.
Exactly,
before
you're not
other
giving a
songs
break
anymore.
for another
And
song.
when he did do a different version of music in this, it was normally him trying to go even more heavy.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't him holding back so that the next stuff would feel heavier. It was him going, no, this one's just going to be bigger. And then I'm going to go back to my normal breakcore, which is still pretty big. And you're like... But I thought those were some of the best moments. Specifically, She Married a Chess Computer, which has a bit longer title, but I didn't...
She married a chess computer in the end, which I think is a great name for a song.
It's interesting. And then Can't Vote for Yourself, which is also an excellent name for a song.
Yeah.
Those two were a bit more dissonant and heavy than the other ones, and I really liked them.
You got some favourite songs there, Jamesy boy?
Yes, I do.
Interesting.
I'm so sorry.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after these commercials.
Let's go.
We're back.
Everything About You is special.
Thank you.
Track 2.
That was one of my favourites as well.
Oh.
Slightly Bent Fork Tong V2, which was basically the same song as before, but like on steroids. Can't Vote for You, Can't Vote for Yourself V1. There's a lot of V's in this.
It is also like that song. Like even though I do like the song name, it is weird to say. It's like not quite how that sentence should be written in any way. It's really sort of weird grammar.
Goose and Gary. Oh my god, my voice is just not working. Goose and Gary V2. Man, there are actually more favourite songs than I expected. Anxattack Boss Level 19 V3. Terrible name. I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
like that's getting into Aphex Twin territories of just like randomness.
Pretentiousness. She Married a Chess Computer in the end.
Excellent.
And also the final song,
Yeah.
Paganism Ratchets.
Paganism Ratchets was also my favourite.
I'm going to actually be a bit of a knob and narrow that down to the second track and 9, 10, 12.
Okay, I'm going for Everything About You Special, Decembers, and Paganism Ratchets. I thought overall, like, this is probably some of the best I've heard in a genre of like this style of music. But like we've already said, could do a bit more varied stuff. It could do a bit more ambient.
I feel like the reason it's the best we've heard in this genre is because not much good gets made in this genre anymore. Like, it's quite a sort of niche thing nowadays.
Yeah.
Niche.
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 You heard it here first. The word niche.
Niche is the name of a bear. We're talking about bears a lot today.
Have you done your favourite tracks?
Yeah.
Everything About You is Special, Can't Vote for Yourself, She Married a Chess Computer in the End, and Paganism Ratchets.
Wicked.
Out of 10, James boy.
I'm going to give it a solid 7.
I'm going to give it a strong 7.
I'm going to give it an 8. Oh, well, we've just had the best time here today on the Sonic Squeeze. The best.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, it was pretty shit.
Bye.